Hello friends, I am from Chemistry faculty of QLS Academy. Today we are going to learn more about acids and bases. In last class we discussed about the general properties of acids and bases. Today we will look into the chemical properties of acids and bases. So friends, let's get started with our today's lesson. Last class में हमने acid and base को differentiate करना सीखा था based on their taste and the change caused by them in the indicators and on the olfactory indicators. We also know that acids have the ability to generate H plus ions in solutions and bases have the ability to generate OH minus ions in solutions. Now, let's try to differentiate them based on their chemical properties. First, let's see how acids and bases react with metals. Acid and base metals के साथ किस तरह का reaction show करते हैं. Acids reacts with metals to form metal salts and hydrogen gas. For example, when zinc reacts with sulfuric acid, H2SO4, it produces zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. A similar reaction is shown by bases, but only with reactive metals. Bases सारे metals के साथ react नहीं करता है. Bases only react with metals which have a high reactivity like sodium and aluminium. In the given list, you can see that sodium, aluminium, zinc, magnesium are more towards the active means reactive side of the list. This is called the reactivity series of metals. When zinc reacts with sodium hydroxide, it forms sodium zincate and hydrogen gas. Similarly, when aluminium reacts with potassium hydroxide, it releases hydrogen gas and will form a complex coordinate compound by combining all the remaining molecules. We will study about the coordinate compounds in higher classes. Evolution of hydrogen gas can be detected by passing the gas evolved during the reaction over a flame. जो reaction के time पे जितनी भी gas produce हुई है, जब हम उसे एक flame के ऊपर से pass करेंगे, we will get a popping sound. This popping sound is the characteristic of hydrogen gas. So the generalized equation for the reaction of acids and bases with metals can be written as acid or base. When reacts with metal, they give out metal salt and hydrogen gas. Now, let's see how acids and bases react with metal carbonates. Firstly, what is metal carbonate? Metal carbonates क्या होते हैं? Metal carbonates are the compounds formed by combination of a metal cation with a polyatomic carbonate anion. When metal carbonates are exposed to acids, they produce a metal salt, carbon dioxide gas and water. For example, when sodium carbonate reacts with hydrochloric acid, it produces salt, sodium chloride, carbon dioxide gas and water. So, the generalized equation for reaction of acids with metal carbonates is acid when reacts with metal carbonate, they give out metal salt plus water and carbon dioxide gas. You might remember from your last class that there are some bases which can't give out OH minus ion. कुछ ऐसे bases होते हैं जो hydroxide ion produce नहीं कर सकते हैं. So metal carbonates are such basic substances and since they themselves are basic in nature, they do not react with other bases. Now, let's see the reaction of acids and bases with metal hydrogen carbonates. Firstly, what are metal hydrogen carbonates? Metal hydrogen carbonates are the compounds formed by combination of a metal cation and a bicarbonate anion. Metal hydrogen carbonates are also basic in nature, so they do not react with other bases. Acids with metal hydrogen carbonates react in the same way as they react with metal carbonates. Acids metal hydrogen carbonates के साथ उसी तरह से react करते हैं जैसे कि वो metal carbonates के साथ react कर रहे थे. Acids on reacting with metal hydrogen carbonates also produces metal salt, carbon dioxide gas and water. For example, when sodium hydrogen carbonate, हम इसे कभी-कभी sodium bicarbonate भी कहते हैं because it has the bicarbonate ion HCO3 minus. So, when sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonates react with hydrochloric acid, it produces sodium chloride salt, water and carbon dioxide. So, the generalized equation for reaction of metal hydrogen carbonates and acid will be acid plus metal hydrogen carbonate gives out metal salt, water and carbon dioxide gas. The carbon dioxide gas released during the reaction of acid with metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonate can be detected by passing the gas through lime water, means through calcium hydroxide solution. Carbon dioxide on reacting with calcium hydroxide turns the solution milky because of the formation of a white precipitate, calcium carbonate. जब हम कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड को लाइम वाटर में से पास करेंगे तो लाइम वाटर मिल्की टर्न हो जाता है, उसका टेक्सचर मिल्की जैसा, मिल्क जैसा दिखने लगता है बिकॉज ऑफ द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ प्रेसिपिटेट which is a calcium carbonate. On further addition of carbon dioxide to the same solution, the solution starts losing its milkiness. It is because the calcium carbonate starts reacting with carbon dioxide to form calcium hydrogen carbonate, which is soluble in water. Now, let's see what happens when we make acids and bases react with each other. जब acid और base आपस में react करेंगे तब क्या होता है? You all know that acids give out H plus ions and bases give out OH minus ions. So, when acids and bases are mixed together, their H plus ion and OH minus ion combine with each other to form H2O, water. The remaining ions, anionic portion of acid and cationic portion of the base, combine with each other to form the corresponding salt. Here, acid and base nullify each other's effect, means they neutralize each other. Hence, this type of reaction is known as neutralization reaction. So, the reaction where an acid and a base react to give out salt and water is known as neutralization reaction. So, the generalized equation for neutralization reaction can be written as acid plus base gives out salt and water. An example of neutralization reaction is the reaction between hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide. They react to give out sodium chloride salt and water. Now, let's see how acids and bases react with metallic oxides. Metallic oxides are again basic in nature and hence they do not react with other bases. Metal oxides are basic in nature. Thus, when an acids react with a metal oxide, both neutralize each other. Acids reacts with metallic oxides in a similar fashion as it react with bases. Acids react with metallic oxides to form salt and water just like in neutralization reaction. For example, when sulfuric acids react with cupric oxide, it forms copper sulfate and water. So, the generalized equation for reaction of acids with metallic salts would be acid plus metal oxide give out metal salt and water. Now, the reaction of acids and bases with non-metallic oxides. अभी हमने metallic oxides के बारे में पढ़ा था, अब हम non-metallic oxides के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. Non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. Metallic oxides were basic in nature. Non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. When non-metallic oxides are dissolved in water, they give out an acid. For example, when carbon dioxide, a non-metallic oxide, is dissolved in water, it produces carbonic acid. So, non-metal oxides do not react with acids, but when they are mixed with a base, they give out a reaction similar to neutralization reaction. For example, when sodium hydroxide reacts with carbon dioxide, it gives out sodium carbonate, a salt and water. So, the generalized equation for the reaction between non-metallic oxides and bases can be written as base plus non-metal oxides give out non-metal salt and water. So, friends, this was all for the chemical reactions of acids and bases. In higher classes, you will learn more about the complex chemical reactions shown by acids and bases. Now, before wrapping up our today's session, let's do a quick revision of what we have studied today. Today, we learned that acids and bases react with metal to produce hydrogen gas and salt of the metal. Acids react with metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates to form salt of the metal, carbon dioxide and water. Acids react with metallic oxides to produce salt of the respective metal and water. We also saw that bases do not react with metal carbonates, metal hydrogen carbonates and metal oxides because all of them are basic in nature. So, base and base do not react with each other. Metal carbonates, metal hydrogen carbonates and metallic oxides are all non-hydroxide ion producing bases. Bases react with non-metallic oxides to produce corresponding metallic salt and water. We also came across a very important type of reaction, the neutralization reaction. Reaction between acids and bases to nullify each other. During the reaction, acid and base react with each other to form salt and water. So friends, let's end our today's session here. In next class, we will learn about a new concept, pH, to determine how strong an acid and a base is. Hope you all have enjoyed today's class. If you have any query or have any doubt, you can visit the following given link.